Hello student. Today we are going to talk about anthoceros. Already we have started our discussion with the bryophytes, and this anthoceros is one of the most important part of bryophytes, or we can say in a bryophytes anthoceros is the most important genus, and this particular anthoceros is having the inclusion in bryophytes because of the characters which is suitable for the bryophytes. In last few lecture we have gone through the different characteristics of bryophytes, and we have seen that there is a different character. That character is utilized to classify this particular type of bryophytes in a different groups. So anthoceros is the most important type of bryophytes which is having the particular type of character which we are going to look again. So when we go for the classification, you can say that the anthoceros is included in the division that is nothing but the Bryophyta, which is the part of we can say the Plantae, and then it is included in a class that is Anthocerotopsida. Then it is also having the inclusion in Anthocerotales, that is nothing but the order of that particular part. Then family is Anthocerotaceae and the genus is Anthoceros. Now when we talk about India, in India Anthoceros is mostly found in a hilly region because Anthoceros is having the shade loving, or it loves a very cool environment, and that's why when we visit a hilly region during the cold or during the rainy season, most of the time we can observe this Anthoceros. In India generally there will be a three species which is observed from that particular Anthoceros, that is the Himalayensis is there, Anthoceros himalayensis is there, erectus is there, and Anthoceros ghanae is there. So we can say that these are the most common type of bryophytes which is found in hilly region, particularly in a north region of the India, and also in a some south region. Say for example in a Mussoorie, we can say this Anthoceros is found, or it is locally available in a forest region. So we can say that Anthoceros is a shade loving and it requires a cold environment, and in this particular habitat having these particular parameters, they grow very well and they survive very well in that particular region. Now when we look at the characters of this particular Anthoceros, it is a thallus like structure, very small thallus like structure growing in a particular region, and it will shows the external feature lies it occurs in moist and shaded, as we say, habitats in subtropical and warmer temperature region like north and southern region of the India. The gametophytes are dorsiventral and are often rosette like. So as we have discussed in a different pattern, one of the pattern of growth is nothing but the rosette pattern, and in a rosette pattern, so it will cover the circular region of that particular area, and it will act as a rosette like a growth, and in that particular rosette like growth it will shows the growth of that particular organism. On the ventral surface, many smooth walled rhizoids are present which helps in fixation. So that is the most important characteristics of the Anthoceros, that is nothing but the rhizoids which are smooth walled. So they are very smooth. Later on we can see those smooth walled rhizoids are present on the ventral side, and that helps that particular thallus or this particular bryophytes to attach to the substratum or attach to the parameter, and it will helps in a fixation of that particular organism. So there will be a dorsal side, and on the other hand there will be a ventral side. So dorsal side is there, and on the other hand ventral surface is there. On a ventral surface we can see the presence of rhizoids. These rhizoids are smooth walled rhizoids, and it is the most important characteristics of this particular Anthoceros. Scales and tuberculous rhizoids are absent. So there is only one type of rhizoids are present, that is known as a smooth walled rhizoids, that only present in the anthoceros. Some species of anthoceros are unisexual and other are bisexual. So both type of thallus, or we can say both type of anthoceros are observed unisexual, and the bisexual type of anthoceros is observed in nature. The Antheridia and Archegonia are sunken on the dorsal surface of the gametophyte. So when we go for the reproduction, in a reproduction we can say that there will be a presence of Antheridia and Archegonia, and these are the sunken types and which is present on the dorsal side, that means on the upper surface of the gametophyte. They will show the presence of these two types of Antheridia and Archegonia, that is nothing but the organs which is useful for the reproduction. Now numerous sporophytes may develop on the same gametophyte. So suppose this is nothing but the gametophyte, this is the dorsal side, and on the other hand there will be a ventral side. On the ventral side there is the presence of the rhizoid, that is smooth walled rhizoids, and on the dorsal side we can see there is a presence of Antheridia and Archegonia. So for example, unisexual type of Antheridia thallus is there, then we can see these Archegonia and Antheridia are present, and these will later on develop into sporophyte. So on the dorsal side where the Antheridia and Archegonia is present, on that particular dorsal side we can see the presence of several sporophytes or numerous sporophytes are present on the dorsal side of that particular things. So here you can see this is nothing but the dorsal side and this is nothing but the ventral side. Now here the both are having the bifurcated growth, they will grow in a rosette like structure. So this is nothing but the one part. So here you can see this is nothing but the development of sporophyte on this particular gametophyte. So these structures are known as gametophytes. These gametophytes is shown with the presence of sporophyte, and also Archegonia and Antherigonia. Archegonia and Antheridia is present on the dorsal side. Whereas on the ventral side we can observe the presence of rhizoids, which is useful for the attachment of the thallus to the substratum or to that particular structures. Now this is nothing but the rhizoids, which is known as a smooth walled rhizoids, which is present on the ventral side of the thallus. Now thallus is not differentiated into not differentiated into photosynthetic zone and storage zone. So we can say that there will be a not any differentiation in between the zones as like other bryophytes. The same thing will appear in this particular anthoceros. One most important thing is there related to anthoceros, that is the presence of nostoc inside or along with the thallus of that particular anthoceros, and that is nothing but the identification of the anthoceros, that is presence of nostoc colony in a anthoceros. Mucilaginous structure is there, and in that structure we can observe the presence of nostoc. All cells are green and contain chloroplast. So this is the most important thing. Chloroplasts are associated with pyrenoids, which is unique feature of anthocerotales. So that is also one of the most important thing, that is pyrenoids are present, which is associated with the chloroplast, and it is not observed in other bryophytes, only it is observed in the order, that is anthocerotales. There are no air chamber or pores in the thallus, or we can say in the thallus of this anthoceros. Then schizogenous cavities filled with mucilage is present. So there will be a cavities, and that cavities which is present or it is having the mucilage, and in this mucilage we can observe the presence of nostoc, and that is nothing but the unique character of this again in the order, that is anthocerotales. Now here there is no any space were observed in this particular section. This is nothing but the TS of thallus. So in this TS of thallus we can see the presence of upper epidermis is there, followed by the parenchymatous cell or parenchyma cell having the mucilage, and in lower side or at the lower side we can see the lower epidermis is present, and this lower epidermis shows the presence of rhizoid, that is smooth walled rhizoids are present in this particular structure. So very simple, thallus is there, there is no any cavity, only upper epidermis and lower epidermis is there. Upper epidermis is followed by parenchymatous cell. This parenchymatous cell is having a mucilage, and towards the lower epidermis there is a presence of rhizoids. These rhizoids are smooth walled rhizoids, and that is the characteristics of anthoceros. So this is nothing but the TS of thallus. This mucilage, which is shown here over here, this mucilage shows the presence of nostoc colonies, and that is again the most important association between this particular anthoceros and nostoc. Now moving to the next, that is vegetative reproduction. Now we have gone through the thallus, or we can say the gametophytic structure. What is present? There will be a dorsal side and ventral side. Dorsal side shows the presence of sporophytes, and along with that Archegonia and Antheridia are also observed on the dorsal side, whereas on the ventral side there is a presence of rhizoids. These rhizoids are smooth walled rhizoids. Now moving to the vegetative reproduction, mostly or fragmentation is the most important process of vegetative reproduction which is observed in anthoceros, occurs through the progressive death and decay of posterior portion of the thallus. So when we talk about the unfavorable condition, during the start of this unfavorable condition, anthoceros starts to degrade that particular part, decay that particular part, we call it as a posterior part, and these posterior portions which is degraded, decayed, or it is later on or coming on the favorable condition, starts to germinate and produce the new thallus. That is nothing but the fragmentation. So what happens in fragmentation again? It is the death of and decay of posterior portion, and this posterior portion which is decayed or which is separated from the main thallus, when favorable condition returns, during this favorable condition, these particular portions or these parts will start to multiply or regenerate, and that is nothing but the fragmentation, which we called it as a vegetative reproduction. Moving to the next, that is tubers. So it is also one of the most important method of reproduction, that is production of tubers. Tubers develop at the end of growing seasons under unfavorable conditions. They penetrate and grow in the next growing season. As we know that generally this vegetative reproduction takes place during the unfavorable condition. So tubers are also produced during the unfavorable condition. These tubers are small ball-like structure. These ball-like structures are produced again on the posterior part of the thallus. It will detach from the main thallus, then it will remain as it is for few days, and when favorable condition returns, on this favorable condition it will grow and multiply, and it will again produce the new thallus of that particular anthoceros. The next most important reproduction takes place through vegetative reproduction, that is nothing but the production of gymi. As we know that bryophytes is having the most important characteristics of production of gymi. Gymi are born on short stalk or on a dorsal surface, and along the margin of the thallus they detach and germinate into and produce a new plants. Now generally this particular type of reproduction occurs during the favorable condition. In a favorable condition, what happens? A short stalk is produced on the dorsal surface or dorsal side of the thallus, and this will having the production of gymi. This gymi get detached from the thallus or from this particular short stalk, and later on it will give rise to new plant body when the favorable condition is more or favorable condition is present. So we can say that fragmentation and tubers are generally occurs during the unfavorable condition, whereas the production of gymi will starts in a favorable condition. Also this gymi production is also occurred after the maturity of that particular anthoceros. Means when the bryophytes will get matured, then only or after then only the gymi are produced, and this gymi will later on give rise to production of new plant body or new plant is produced from the Anthoceros. So we can stop with this particular vegetative reproduction. So in today's lecture we have discussed the two most important parts, that is the thallus or vegetative growth or vegetative structure of the Anthoceros. Along with that we have gone through the vegetative reproduction in the Anthoceros. In next lecture we are going to talk about the sexual reproduction of the Anthoceros. Thank you.